Hi all. So let me make sure live chat is on properly. There we go. All messages. So I'm just going to be continuing what I was doing earlier today, which is getting the shed finally fucking organized after I don't know, a couple months trying to get it done. Between real life complications and obligations and things of that nature, and prior and other commitments. Let me see here. Okay, so as we're about a minute in, I just want to point out that, I'll do my bit of shilling like I normally do. And if you look in the description of this video, you will find the links I'm speaking of. There is a Subscribestar link, a PayPal link, which doesn't work. Just use my email address on paypal.com and you'll find me. What else do I have going? If you're in Canada, hello Callum Dayton, how you doing? I actually do these relatively commonly. Hi Prime, how's it going? But yeah, I'm just in the middle of shilling, so I'll get that out of the way and I'll chat with you guys. Let me make sure I have no garbage in my garbage can. And yeah, so let me see, Subscribestar, PayPal, which still does not work, which I'm still in the process of waiting to hear back from PayPal about why it doesn't work. There is a Facebook link that I'm suspecting is being manipulated in some fashion by Facebook in order to prevent me from properly using it. So I will probably be dropping Facebook again in the very near future. I have Getter, Twitter, Truth Social, Gab. I do have a Twitch, a Entropy account, an Odyssey account, a BitChute account, and at least one other one, all of which I've forgotten, and because I use them so rarely, I don't actually even maintain them. Let's see here. What else have I got for shilling? There is a merch shop if you want to actually buy some things. For pipe brushes, Callum, since you mentioned those, I'm assuming you mean pipe cleaners. If you go out and buy the silicone or plastic or glass or steel or brass straws that now are becoming more popular because, of course, single-use plastics are bad or something, those will invariably come with a very good brush. In fact, the silicone straws that I bought were such trash that I ended up saving only the brush out of the package. And I would advise, if you can find them, to get the reusable hard straws in a plastic, because, I don't trust glass, and bamboo just seems like an odd material to make straws out of. I see I've got 3 people watching, so that's nice. Please do like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to support me, there is also subscribing on Rumble, which you can do at the low cost of $5 a month, though I don't know if that scales. I don't know if there is second tiers or what have you. I will be adding my Rumble subs to my supporter list as distinct but akin to the Subscribestar subscribers. Also on Rumble, if you see me on Rumble, you can send paid chats to Rumble. The beautiful thing about Rumble is they don't take a cent of that. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, if you're in Canada, you can actually send me a direct email money transfer or electronic money transfer to my email address as well. Sasquatch is back again. Hello, Sask. Let's see. Shared, but he doesn't know about commenting. Seems excessive. Well, it's algorithmic engagement. The more engagement I can get, the more likely it is that YouTube will actually start recommending this again. There's always a chance. Let's see. Callum says he's just staring out his room, was doing some paint stripping on some minis, and he's also finishing his current pint. Given that it's around about 9 o'clock, I think, where you are, it's probably an okay time to have a sip. Let's see here. Callum says, good to know. You need good bristles for getting paint off your minis. Oh, okay. No, you're thinking about something other than that. Oh, it's actually 11:30. Wow. Chatting and commenting are actually different things, Tristan. The chat here is just a live chat, either once the stream is done or if you decide to go out from the stream to come back. Captain Curmudgeon music video. Did you post it recently, Sass? What else have we got going on? The Sultans of Shadilay tomorrow. As I've said before, I will be skipping my show this week. Happening because I have some family obligations I have to take care of on Sunday, which are probably going to eat up most of the day. But Monday coming, I do plan to start streaming in here again. Various projects that I want to complete, so, and things that I want to get a start on. Did I see Captain Curmudgeon? I'm sorry, I thought it said, did I see your Captain Curmudgeon music video? No, I didn't, but I will have a look. Captain Curmudgeon. That's on YouTube, I assume. I'll do a quick search here. Captain Curmudgeon. Chat. Okay. Snow Brown, right, Off-White, and the 7 Diversity Hires. I think I can still remember the names I put on them. Let's see. It was Stinky, Stanky, no, Stinky, Skanky, Stanky, Hippie, Dippy, Superfly, Gimpy. Might have been Pimpy, Gimpy. Yeah. Anyway. And of course, the last one was Neil. No, I haven't seen any of Captain Curmudgeon's stuff, but I will absolutely go look for it because I do like a good parody video. Cal says he normally starts drinking around 5 or 6, but for Sultans, I normally start when the stream starts. Spends Sunday recovering. It's a good choice. Oh, wow. Okay, that's an amazing recommendation, Sasquatch. If he's like Dennis Miller had an angry love child with Sam Kinison, I'm going to like that. Okay. So as the sun is going down, it is definitely cooling off. Get the table moved out of the way here. And move the camera around. Up the nose again. I keep getting that up the nose shot every time. I don't intend to, I swear. But hey, if you're into nostrils. Nose fans. Nostril fans. X videos. X nose hamster. I don't know. Nose hamster sounds like something Richard Gere would involve himself with. Anyway, I'm just sorting out the power cord here so I can get that back. The cut I had earlier today has closed up quite nicely. And yeah, so I'm going to be working there for the next little while. This bin is going to stay where it is for now. My phone and that empty cigarette case can go over there. Okay, I was going to explain why I had so many jars earlier. And started to, but didn't really finish it. The plan is to actually start or create a little herb garden box. So basically what I do is put a little bit of gravel in the bottom of this, a little bit of soil, whatever herb I'm planning to grow. In this case, in the case of the small one, it'll probably be something tiny like mint or parsley. But the plan is to cut the threads, or to cut these bottles about here, sand them so they don't have the sharp edges, and then also cut the bottom, so I'm basically putting a glass pillar in. That's a drink in Scotland. That's funny. That's a drink in Newfoundland. No, I'm just kidding. Mostly. Let me see. I do have a glass cutter that Stormy purchased for me, so that'll actually be getting used at some point in the near future as well. Now, just want to move my sander to one side so it's out of the way. Can I flip that up? No, but it flips down. I don't want to flip it down because it'll be even more way. So we'll just leave that there for now. Okay, what are we doing here? This bin is dealt with. That's going to go under that other table then. Let's see. I forgot to say whiskey in my sentence, but most go for vodka. Oh, I'm not a vodka drinker. I'll take a good scotch over pretty much anything most days. Though I do like my rum drinks. These things have to get moved. So they will come over here for the moment. For the time being, this will be slid out of the way over here. Of course, you're dirty, heavy, and clumsy, and difficult to deal with. Okay. Move camera. Because of close quarters. Okay, that's back there out of the way. Let's get you guys back over here a little bit. That's a little too far. Let's get you around there so you're not looking at that power cord the whole time. And because of what I'm doing, I'm going to take this and hopefully just be able to drop this right in there. Okay, that's an acceptable spot for my scrap for now. Okay, so that's my scraps, or some of my scraps out of the way. Now, these have two different curves. Okay, something else I want to do before I go any further with that is get those things out of there. That's these little bracket pins. I just need to break the wood away from them, if I can. Okay, they should slide out to the side, so let's get a hammer, or something akin to a hammer. This guy should do it. Okay, that moved just enough. So, just to show you guys what I'm pulling out here, that's one of these little brackets that's used to pin two pieces of wood together when you have no talent for actual woodworking. Or when you build things with machines. There you go. That's just a tiny piece of metal. And the whole point, of course, is that when you put two mated holes the same size, same shape, you can line these up and get those to go together. If I can get a hold of this properly, I should be able to get the glue on the paint to break. There we are. I need that knife. Just to show you guys what I'm doing, I'm just slipping the knife into this little groove here, that little break back here, and just popping that piece of wood off. Oh well, they can't all be winning shots. Yeah, there we go, and just knock that right out now. Of course, if I keep knocking it, it's just got to tear the wood up, so. Of course, it's not like the wood on this is in great shape, considering that happened. So, that's another piece of scrap for the scrap pile for burning later. And, oh. That's interesting. So this is actually a laminated piece as well, and I'll show you what I mean here. You should be able to see on camera, there's a line right here, just around that, just below that screw hole, which when I strike it, actually lets me knock pieces off. And I can show you over here where it's laminated. You can see how there's a difference in the grain structure from along this line right there. You can see the line there in the shine, and there's a different grain structure on either side of this, and on either side of this. This and this are laminated to this piece, and that should hopefully mean I can separate them fairly easily. Actually, I don't think this piece is laminated. No, if you look at the grain here, it's continuous from here to here. Oh, no, actually I'm wrong. It's laminated on this line. So this is basically junk. I'm going to give that a little bit of work with the pry bar and see how easily that comes apart. I'm going to just use the little pry bar for that. Now I'm curious how that's attached. It should just be glued, but yep, it is just glued. And you can see where the lamination failed right there. More scrap. So what's likely going to happen with these pieces is that I'm going to end up separating them, and this will be an eventually thing, not right now. I'm just finishing this one now that I've got it started. And yeah, that's all burning scrap. So I think, since these pieces all look like they're laminated, one shape or another, yeah, These are all junk. So I was right to have these thrown away the first time. So that goes into my scrap pile. And of course the two curves are making my life difficult. So that one and these two. And these two go together. More or less. So that goes that way. And until I get a chance to actually get those burned or gotten rid of, they'll sit on that side because they're no longer useful. So they're on the far side of the fan there, as you can see. Unfortunately, that means that pieces that I was planning to do something with, I no longer can, unfortunately. And these. Those will stay there for now. Okay, so that was a exercise in futility. Let's see here. Callum says sounds like stop oil. Not sure what that one's about. Let's see. Callum says he can't help but notice that Trim hasn't noticed his new channel name. Well, probably hasn't looked at it lately, to be honest. Tristan says he did glass cutting at a shop in high school, never tried cutting something 3D like a jar. I've got a straight cutter, which is in one of my toolboxes. Well, there's a piece of float glass up here, which I use for sanding, for sharpening chisels and plane irons, which is something you guys will actually get to see me do sometime in the fairly near future as well, because all three of my planes, all four technically, need a fair bit of work. My chisels need some work as well. What else do I need to do? But anyway, the straight cutter, you just lay a straight edge down. You would just lay a straight edge down on the glass, drag it across, and then you do that one or two times. It's up to yourself. Usually once is enough. And then all you'd have to do then is just give it a gentle tap or hit it with some cold water and things to cause it to shear. With the 3D stuff, I can do cylindrical. Whoa, that just blew the chroma right out. Sorry about that. So I can do cylindrical objects because I have a roller cutter. It's a bed with a straight cutter attached to it, but it's got rollers so that you can actually roll the cut. And then that's, again, either just a tap or cold water shock to separate the pieces. And I have a bunch of these jars that I don't have all of them collected together yet. And I need to figure out where I'm putting those jars for now. And I think I just did. These will go up in the cabinet behind the camera. And I do see you, Kizza. All hail, the king is here, the king is here. Hey, hey, the king is here. It is good to see you, Kizza. I was singing your praises again earlier today because you have absolutely provided the largest donation I've ever received. And because of you, there is a small pile of lumber right here, which cost about a third of what you sent me, that will be used to build the stands for my new tools. Once I get organized enough to actually be able to do that. Now, will you stay up there? You will. Good. You will stay there. That's good. And that's mostly closed. Okay. Found a template earlier today for making key racks, key hangers. That'll go up here for now. Which ironically is where it used to hang before I started doing streams. Out here. I do still have the template for the Nightfall Asbat's Batarang, which I do intend to eventually send to Az, but it'll be some time before that gets done as well. Let me see. Callum says he'll decide who's king or emperor. Kizza says his title begs to differ. I'm afraid I have to agree with Kizza. He was here first. Let me see. Tristan says laminate wood has glue in it. Yes? Yes. Is it safe for burning? Yes, it's safe to burn. It's not safe for cooking over. It's fine for heat. Not great for if you wanted to cook on it. Kizza and Callum are having a fight about who's got the right to what title. Let's see here. Callum, the stop oil thing was that stinky hippie. Yeah. Yeah, that's about the, if you go and look at, I think it was the third from last upload on Sultans for clips on the YouTube channel, we were talking about Snow White, the new Snow White movie, Off-White and the 7 diversity hires. It was quite a long clip, but I think it's worth watching. And towards the end, I had thrown together a quick meme just naming all the dwarves, which aren't dwarves. Also garbage. And because I'm feeling generous towards my wood burning, this is also all garbage now. And this, okay, that's good. That's a failed piece that will go in there as well. These two pieces aren't really worth much. Yeah, okay. And I had packing tape out here earlier today, which means it should be accessible in here. There we are. I'm just going to raise the height of this box slightly so that stuff doesn't fall out of it. Come on, you. Don't be a bitch. There we are. And also, it's better to have the box taped somewhat solidly. I'm going to have to break this up. That will go. I'll have to make a new piece there. That I'm going to keep because I suspect I can make a jewelry box out of this. So that will have to be run on the bandsaw at some point. Probably on the sander as well. I'll probably just touch it on the sander to get this side flat and then run this along the bandsaw to slice the top so it's flat and then slice it again before I drill it out. And that will be then a jewelry box akin to the one I made Stormy before. Pictures of which were on my original Twitter. Unfortunately, my original Twitter has gone because, well, right before Elon took over, a lot of people got purged, and I think I was caught up in that particular occurrence. So, this stays. That can go over here with the other projects in process. That piece has to get cut. Okay. I'm probably going to have a go with my machete at that piece that I just laid to one side. Because, well, after it cut me earlier today, I want to see how sharp it actually is. Where are my screws? I believe they're in here. Yes. So remember that, guys. Orange for screws. Okay. So let's have a go at this thing with the machete and see what happens, shall we? And we'll just lay that to one side and take a point at that. Let's see. Burning wood is good for the environment. It also helps to keep poor Ukrainian people warm. Well, in that case, I'm not going to do it. Fuck the Ukrainians. Let's see. Kizza says he's now a free man until the 21st. I remember hearing that somewhere else. Aiden and Spoon stream last night. Yes. And congratulations on being free. I assume you're on vacation. That's not bad. That was about 3/4 of, well, probably a third of what I could put out for full force. That is quite satisfying, isn't it? Okay, so just to show you guys what this thing will do straight down with full force, or as close to full as I dare to go in here. There we are. That's a good, let's see, it's this cut here. It's a good 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/8. I'd say it's about a 1/2 inch. I'm just going to grab my trusty measuring device and find out. So that's the depth of this thing, and you always want to line up with an off number. It's damn near 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sixteenths. So we'll call it 6 sixteenths, so that's 3/8. It's pretty damn good. And I know there are some people out there going, what's that in millimeters? What's that in millimeters? Don't worry, I'll measure it for you guys next. And I believe, yes, this one is my heavier tape, which is also significantly longer, is set up for millimeters. So for that depth, we will start at the 8 centimeter mark, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll call it 11, well, 10.5 millimeters. So that's actually pretty impressive. It's not quite soft enough to break yet. There we are. Ta-da! And that's a little bit of fur left behind. That's still got a little bit of burring on the edge. I'm not happy about that. Oh well, I'll have to do some more work on that edge later. For those of you who missed the first stream today, I did in fact cut myself sharpening this thing earlier, which actually surprised me, because I wasn't expecting it to be that sharp that fast. Let's see, what's chat saying? Orange are screws. Yes. I won't say that about the Dutch. Also, mostly because my people also followed a guy from Orange. That would be William of Orange. Let's see. Tristan, for fuck's sakes, that's the third Amber Alert style severe thunderstorm warning Ottawa's got this afternoon. If I don't see a truly epic lightning show, I will lose my last shred of faith in government efficacy. Wait, you still have faith in government? Nice chop. Callum says his dad would have just gotten the buzz saw out. I like to save electricity where I can. Kizza is asking me to explain to Callum that he is in fact my king and supreme emperor. Well, I didn't elect you. Let's see. hello, says there's a new used 42-inch riding mower today, $325, and it's decent. Well, hello, depending on where you are and if you're not a bot. I don't care. I hate mowing lawns, and I will avoid it as much as fucking possible. And I know you're not a bot, hello. I'm just fucking with you. Let me see here. Dirty brush should be right there. Used that earlier, so let's get this cleaned up and move on to the next pile of crap that I have to organize. For those of you wondering what the ball of paper towel is, there's actually wood shavings in there. There's also, at the very core of it, a dryer sheet. It's a handy-dandy emergency fire starter, which will actually work really well. Also, the glue and the masking tape would help fuel that. So basically, this is going to be a firebox. Why are you being difficult? Okay, and I'm sure by this time Kiz has responded to me. So let's have a look and see what he said. Let's see. Callum is insulting Kizza, by implication, asking if he's Canadian. Let's see. Hello says, I hate it too. My lawn got so high, my neighbor came and mowed it down so he doesn't get lost. What is your lawn? Elephant grass. Well, my lawn, as far as I know, is some natural growth here in Newfoundland, but I suspect there's actually been so much engineering that I'm somewhat uncertain as to whether it's actually a native grass or not. Now, the next thing I have to do is empty this box out, clear out what I can out of that. For example, garbage. And I need my gloves again. Oh, this piece. This piece will also make a nice little jewelry box or display item. What I'll probably end up doing with this is slicing off the leftover up on this edge. I'm just looking at the camera to make sure I got the angle right. And this will probably get touched on the sander to clean that up, get that nice and flat. And I'm not 100% sure what I might do with this. I could do any number of things. I may make a simple votive candle holder out of it. I don't know. If I was more aware of what was going on in the hippie lifestyle, I'd probably be... have a look here and see where that lawnmower is. Oh, that's up there. Okay. If I was more into the hippie lifestyle, I'd probably be making incense burners or some patchouli-based fuckery. That's got to get poked into another box. One more box there. A bucket here I can throw it into, though. Okay, bucket of junk. I'm going to try and separate those. I'm not going to try real hard, but I would like to get these blocks of wood separated. These are actually the remains of one of the pallets that I was pulling apart before. What's likely going to happen here is I'm probably just going to take a pry bar, pull off the small pieces, and if they survive I may use them. If they don't, I'll find alternate uses for them. But it's mostly about getting these nails out. And I'm getting little mites out of there. That's nice. I know where my spiders came from now, at least. And I will point out that while it isn't necessary for me to reclaim this wood, I do like to reclaim wood because I hate to see anything go completely to waste. But these little pieces are just scrap garbage, so what do we got here? This is a bit of a block. Okay. That stuff is junk. So we will take these. There are times when weighing 350 pounds comes in handy. Also, understanding fulcrum physics help as well. That's not much. Yeah, didn't figure. Okay. You can be scrapping there now. And I think I might actually throw these guys in there as well. Okay. I need that tape again. There we go. And we got room for more scrap if I decide to throw more in there. Though I probably won't. Depends on what happens with this stuff here. So now, you guys did see the set of end nippers I had earlier. I'll grab those again, though I don't expect them to be able to pull out these adrocks on their own. The hope is that I'll be able to pull one from one side and get the others to move. Please tell me they're not chewing up the teeth on these, because that's what happened to the last set I had. They don't appear to be. That's good. So, rather than try that anymore, I'm going to give a different, or take a different approach. Which is using a hammer to give those a subtle little tap back into the hole and see if by tapping it down a little bit I can't get it to shift in the hole that it's in, and then make that a little easier to remove. For that I'm going to need a clamp. Fortunately I had the good foresight to move my clamps around not too long ago. And that should be good and solid. So this thing isn't being particularly cooperative, but I can get a little bit of work out of it. That's not clamped down quite hard enough. Okay, let's try that with a different clamping arrangement. Can I get it clamped from both sides here? No. Okay. Okay. No, that won't go either. That's irritating. So, I'm going to go with the loud and noisy option, which is a hacksaw. But to do that, I have to change a blade. So, once I get this dealt with, I'm just going to see if this method will work. I'll switch to the hacksaw on this. That's not nearly as tight. There we are. Okay. And if you guys were wondering, that is in fact a bow saw blade that I have on here right now, which is used for cutting branches and stuff, which is what I was using it for last, which I'm switching out now for a hacksaw blade. And I'll be very careful to make sure that I don't put too many blades together touching each other, as I have some potentially mutually damaging blades attached to each other here, or aligned with each other here. There we are. Goes up out of there. Well, that's rather irritating. Just get in there. There we go. I have found it necessary over the last little while to have a hacksaw handy, because you never know when you might come across a nail or a staple. In the case of some of the lumber I purchased today, which I should show Kizza what he purchased at some point, so we will do that right now. That's this stuff right here. This is 2x8 with 2x3 behind it, and that's going to be the basis for my my tool stands, for my planer, my sander, my bench grinder, and my drill press as well. There we go. Now, these don't need to be super, super tight. As one of my friends, or one of my instructors would have put it, hand tight is good, because once you do this, that thing will basically twang like a drum, but you can always do a little extra tighten I generally twist the wings until the wing goes parallel to the blade, and that screw starts spinning. This doesn't take very long, generally. Okay. Now, the reason I'm cutting this nail is because, and I should actually bring you guys over here where you can see what I'm doing. The reason I'm cutting, let's see, this nail, is because if I shorten it, it's easier to knock it back in, and it'll be much faster to get it out, hopefully, if the strategy I'm trying works. I will give you guys a bit of a noise warning. This will probably be somewhat shrieky and shrill. But not very long lasting, so at least there's that. And I can actually hang the saw up behind that. And of course the short nippers just can't get the leverage to pull that out. Not as it is anyway. That's a little warm. Get in there. I need that hammer again. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to give something else a shot. Okay, it's driven in a little. Let's try that nipper again. Come on, you miserable little fucker. Nope. Can't quite get enough leverage on the grip because the grip is so short to actually bite into that. So, I'm going to try a little bit of a gamer move here. Just add a little bit of pinch power there. I can feel my teeth grinding. It's got to be a bad sign when you... So, oh, hello. That's a robin. So I'll have a chance to come closer. I had a flycatcher actually in the shed a couple of days ago, or a few days ago. So, yeah. So, that having failed, we're going to try, for shits and giggles. Hello, mosquito. Goodbye, mosquito. Yeah, you'd already eaten somebody. It looks at you. So, I'm going to try this now. And that's the nails on this side. And I'm just going to try those with a straight hammer. But one of the things I found with these is that the heads do tend to snap off. Unfortunately, this piece is too small for me to get a good grip on it. So, I'm left with a couple of options. I could simply just cut around where the nails are, but don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do instead is just remove these pieces and hopefully see what happens there. Okay. Oh, well, that'll be significantly easier there then. There we are. And that's apparently got a nail in there. There we go. Oh, there we are. And one more nail down there. So that, oh yeah, you'll come out no trouble. Well, not no trouble, obviously. There we are. So now, with those nails exposed, one tends to hope that a sufficient distance of leverage will get that popped off, but I'm willing to bet even the actual full-length pry bar I have won't do that effectively. Mostly because there's nails on both sides and I can't get a hold of them properly. However, there is a secondary option. Which is failing miserably as well. Okay, so I'm going to give up on those blocks for now. Do I scrap those or not? I really don't want to because those blocks actually have some significantly dense wood in them, which would be great for making any number of small things. But with those nails stuck in them that way, it's very hard to actually access what I want. So I suppose I should have given you guys a noise warning right before that too, but I didn't. Sue me. That actually felt like the nails were moving, which kind of fills me with a bit of hope. Let's find out here. Oh, that doesn't help that I'm pushing down directly onto a nail with that. Let's okay.
What are you doing?
Trying to get these blocks apart when I got the pallets over your place. And they can't actually see you other than your foot, so if they have a foot fetish, you're having a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, Stormy has arrived. Coming in?
Yeah,
Okay.
water in there?
No, I put it in the house, remember?
No.
You didn't see it on top of the stairs?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to sit down and have a smoke. I assume you're going to sit down too? Want to smoke? Okay. I'll keep me on camera for now. But if you incidentally end up on camera, I'm not going to worry about it.
Holy shit.
Oof. Okay. Let me bring this down. And before you go for your chair, let me make sure that I'm actually the only one on camera. Okay. Let's see about this here. And I do apologize for the multiple weird angles you're about to experience, guys. I swear this is an episode of The Outer Limits.
Are you sure?
Well, I could be lying. Anyway, Stormy is now here with me. You can sit down. I don't think you'll be on camera if you want to sit down. But yeah, I'm having a hell of a time getting those nails out. I'm not even going to worry about it too much now. But I have got a little bit accomplished since you went. What are you looking for?
I smoked then too, didn't I?
Huh? Yes, you did.
Oh, shit.
You can have one of my fancy dancy menthols if you like.
Oh, sure, why not? Sweet Jesus.
Here you go.
Thank you. Who's
Oh,
in chat?
I'll put the air strap here. I'm not sure who's in chat. It's been a while since I looked. I just realized I'm over an hour.
I'm gone over an hour, dude.
Yeah. You're gone about an hour and 10. And I do apologize for the shot up the nostril, unless you're nostril fetishists, in which case, what the fuck is wrong with you? But, let me see if I can get this a little more stable. Well, I'm not all that stable either, so Anyway, let's see. We've got Callum Dayton is still in chat. I think Hello is in. Was talking about a used riding mower. Not that I need one. Kizza and Callum have been trying to iron out whether or not Kizza is actually in charge.
Oh, he's an emperor, right? He's the king of the world, right? Oh, hail Kizza!
Oh, there you go. There's one vote for Kizza. Not that monarchs need a vote. Let's see. Kizza told Callum that he was English, and Hello says, I don't know, but there might have been a family of elephants in the elephant grass. Callum suggests to Kizza that he should go and take France, Germany, Constantinople, and Israel. Then Callum will consider his worthiness to be king. Kizza points out he's not interested in recreating the Roman Empire. Good choice. Kizza says 350 pounds. Goddamn. I'm actually closer to 330. I'm just in the habit of saying 350. Let's see. Kizza had to jump off, so everyone take care. And Kizza says he hopes that donations help me out massively. It absolutely has, Kizza. As I said, I've only used up about a third of it so far, and that's going to provide me with material to make my stands so that I can actually use the rest of it to buy material to make other things. Callum is looking for suggestions for lunch for tomorrow for the Sultans show.
What are you drinking with it?
There you go. There's a good question. What are you planning to pair with it? What is your tipple of choice for lunch? I think it's pints. And Arthurline is in. Hello, Arthurline. Sorry I've been a little distracted. Callum says, hello, Stormy. So you are real. Callum says, Kizza is not. Callum, you should have been aware that Stormy was real from, multiple Sultan streams where she has, and my streams as well, where she has repeatedly cackled in the background.
Cackle? Really? Cackle?
Especially when I read the...
I giggle.
When I read the BBC Pigeon, you cackle.
I fucking cackle.
Yes,
Excuse my
thank you.
French, but I cackle.
Let me see. And Callum says he's drinking pints of Tennant's Lager. And now I want to know what a Tennant's Lager looks like.
Wings.
Wings?
Wings. Pair wings with it.
Oh, I see. Chicken wings.
Wings or...
I will point out that chicken... Oh, you really shouldn't lay your earbuds down there. They're okay for now, but that's nasty. She laid her earbuds right on my dirty, dirty bench.
It's called a wipe. You wipe them clean, or you put a new little sleeve on them.
You don't know much about boys, do you? We're dirty creatures. Let's see. Tennant Lager. Well, a lager's not a bad drink. I'd recommend like a BLT with that, I think.
Wings. Wings with celery sticks.
Callum says he's heard your voice many times, but he knows what AI can do.
Oh, for God's sakes, turn the camera so
But now I've seen feet. She's not a bot. There you go. There's her hand. Oh, I love my woman. Let's see. So is this... Oh, that's an interesting tinny. Tenants is... Oh, let me see. There we go. Is that what you're drinking, Callum? Here to serve since 1885. Interesting choice. Of branding, I mean. Let's see. Refreshingly crisp lager brewed in Glasgow, Scotland. And it's been brewed since 1885. What am I looking at? 608?
6
How many miles you did? Nice. Now you have to put that into frog units.
Why frog units?
Well, I'd like to know how many kilometers it was. It's a weird thing with me. I don't really do distance in Imperial, except for when I'm building things. And Callum says, yep, that's it. Well, it's an older beer, so it's probably good. You know, they've had plenty of time to get the recipe right. And if they've been around 137 years, no, 138 years, they probably know how to make a decent beer. You think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but Stormy still votes for chicken wings. I still vote for some sort of sandwich.
Chicken wings and pair that with celery sticks and carrot sticks and ranch dip. Oh man, that's an awesome meal.
It's not a rabbit, woman. Celery.
There's meat there.
Ugh, celery. Who the hell wants to drink solid water? Who wants to eat solid water? Water flavored water.
A rack of ribs. There you go.
There you go. Something else to keep your fingers busy so you can't type. Yeah, I think I'm just going to scrap those scraps and just get my shit organized for Monday. And Callan does say, what about a chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
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 Chicken BLT is not bad either. Chicken, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Or a poutine.
A?
Huh?
Say A.
Why would I say A? I'm not a fucking Ontarian. No offense to Tristan, who's from Ottawa. What?
Poor dear.
Love you.
I gotta go clean my ass because I'm sweating.
And now I'm getting a shot of the shaking boom. Put it away. Oh dear. Are you stretching or are you just showing off?
I'm actually stretching. This is not for you.
It was
All of this is for me.
It was doing it for me. Oh my. She's gone. Literally and figuratively. Let's see. Or because it's nearly the end of the month, a big old pizza with chicken strips on the sides. Pizza and beer are a legendary combination. They belong together. As much as bacon and cheese. Actually, excuse me. If you can get it, I would go for something like a beef Wellington and some, what are those tiny things? Yorkshires. I actually really love Yorkshire pudding. Let's see, what else is going on? A whole lot of nothing. Yeah, so all I'm going to do now is get that table organized again and throw out those pieces. The pieces that are actually nail-free I'll keep, but everything else I'm just going to have to write it off as a lesson for another time. Yorkshire puddings are great. Use them as gravy cups when having a big roast. Oh yeah, Yorkshire pudding and gravy is fucking awesome. One of my friends actually attempted to make Yorkshires from scratch once, and they fell in the oven. She was devastated. I was pleased as punch because you can actually dip those in gravy, and they're actually really still tasty. Big spoonful of gravy into a Yorkie, drink it down, then munch the cup. That's very American of you. Gravy drinking, that is. To be fair, I understand it because good gravy deserves to be drunk. Or would that be drank? I think either is acceptable, but yeah. Yeah, definitely munching on the Yorkshire is good stuff. Okay, so with that having failed, I will be throwing those scraps into that box and get that all put away. Well, I'm going to triage what's there, see what I can salvage, and get my tools hung back up, and get some of the scrap from over there. No, actually, I'm not going to do that because I do want that empty space in that big bench for my tools. The tools that are going to go onto the stand, but aren't going to be on the stand right away. But the last thing I'll do is probably measure out the sizes that I need to cut for the plates or the pads for the tools, or at least the three tools that I have available, which is the sander behind me, my grinder over there, and my drill press. Cal says he has 35 minis he needs to finish up before August. Every day after is a bonus. Doing them for a mate, been away at sea with the Navy. Awesome. I will restrain myself from making derogatory comments about Navy people. But, yeah, you know, if that's a commission, aces, get after that bag. If it's just doing a gift for a friend, even better. In any case, that's the end of that menthol. And let's get back at this. And I don't think I actually lowered that bar very much. So I need to make a mount for this camera as well at some point. Or a couple, anyway. Let's get the table back in frame here. I'll start by getting this clamp off. And put that back on the rack where it belongs. Yeah, you'll notice, oh, actually that is lower than it should be. There we go. You'll notice that I no longer have the clamps on the back of the door because, well, it's summer and keeping them on the back of the door was getting irritating because I do sometimes like to open the door when it rains. So, okay. Gloves again. And as you can tell, these gloves are getting pretty beat up, so I probably will invest in a new pair soon. I probably have 2 or 3 pairs like this in the closet, or in the cupboard there. I just don't use them. Not out of any sense of frugality, more just familiarity and ease of access with these. My smaller tools, like my pliers and nippers, things like that. I'm very glad I have the tool wall because much more convenient. Okay. No metal remains in that. No metal remains in that. Those two are good. There is a significant amount of metal remain in this. Yeah, that's not worth my time. It's a real shame that I'm going to have to give up on these big blocks because they are really beautiful pieces of wood. Some of them have really nice grain structures that I would have loved to have worked on, but I just don't think it's likely to work. I'm going to give it one more go for some of these pieces and see what I can do. It's easy enough to get the wood off, the small plank. It's a little more difficult to get the nails out. Give you a little better angle there. That's not going to work. Let's try this way. Nope. That won't get in there quite right. Let's try the crow the other way. Okay, that's got some distance. Go with option B, where I just break it. And no, I'm not resorting to the machete again. This time it's the hatchet. Try this with one of my larger C clamps and see if this works a little better. It's really just a question of how much leverage I can get on it versus the strength of the materials of the nail. A lot of these nail heads are splitting, so let's not hit myself in the face with the hammer. That would not be conducive. Okay, that's not quite loose enough, is it? No. Okay. I'm going to have to resort to the original quick clamp after all, and we'll hope for the best on this one. Okay, let's give this another shot. That really doesn't want to move, except downward. Downward it seems to like. And there was the head of the nail. Yeah, so that's exercise in futility. Oh, wow. I don't have enough room in that box. flat. Put that in there. Those actually look like galvanized nails in this one. No, they're not. Okay. A little bit of wishful thinking there. There we go. And then this one. Oh, that's. There we go. And that's done. So out of all of that, I managed to save what amounts to 2 pieces, but is actually only 1. Because I'm pretty sure these pieces came off of the same block of wood. No, they didn't. Okay. There was one final thing I had to do with this, which I will use the hatchet for. And that's just to check and see if there's much in the way of rot on the inside, as opposed to just discoloration. Yeah. And the whole thing is dry rot. So that works out for the best anyway. Okay, so all I have left to do now is measurements. And I'm done for the night. As you can see behind me, it's gotten dark. So I will be drawing moths shortly. What the hell was that? 1 second. Okay, and this also goes in the scrap pile. Okay, that's done. Now, let's okay, to outline things. Okay, that's definitely someone firing off a gun. And it's a little late in the season for poaching, so I have no idea what that's about. But I'm not overly concerned. The likelihood of homicide here in Newfoundland is surprisingly low. Okay. Now, I will need to mark along the edges and mark some hole centers. Sharpener. I got a sharpener. There we are. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is sharpen my pencil a little touch. Not because I want to put much of a point on it, but because I want it to not wear out too fast. There we are. And if you're wondering what pencil I'm using, it is a Staedtler Mars Lumograph 2B. And all I'm actually doing here is marking corners. And one quick mark along each edge. And then marking more or less where the bolts need to go. Now I can move that out of the way and do my measurements. Fuck yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay. I think a ruler will be long enough for that. Not quite. But we will need a tape measure. So I will take my, in this case, because I'm doing something slightly more precise, I'm actually going to measure in millimeters. So across the top, starting at the 6 mark, goes to 27, so that's 21 centimeters. And 21 centimeters across the top. And the 7 mark is roughly 41, so we'll call that 34 centimeters. Okay, so I will add 2 centimeters to the, oh dear, hang on. That is in fact just a little over 8 inches. Uh-oh. And my boards are too narrow. Shit. Do I have 2 by 10 there? I should have some 2 by 10. If not, I'm going to end up using that MDF for it. Let's see, 2 by 10. Okay. I do have some 2 by 10 that I salvaged from the old step. So I will be able to do that. So it's going to be a piece of 2 by 10. One piece at, let's go with 23 centimeters wide by 34, add, we'll go 24 by 36. Okay. And the bolts, center mark, probably there. And the bolt center mark, we will call, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35, 36, 37 millimeters. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, yep, 37 millimeters from the edge at how far down? Looks like about 15 dead on. 15 centimeters. Okay. And of course it would be the same on the other side, yes? Should be. But of course, it's probably better not to make an assumption. So, if we go 3.7 centimeters, we're actually in this area here. 14 is on the edge. Perfect. Okay. So a piece of 2x10, and I have to make the cuts at 24 centimeters wide. I also know now where to put my 2 bolts for holding there, and I'll have to put yeah, okay. Okay, so I have my drill press planned out, or at least the stand for my drill press. Getting better. Okay, so that's my drill press stand. Now, this can be taken and laid under this bench. Once I get this properly. That doesn't come loose. This comes loose. Okay. Interesting. It doesn't quite meet properly. This is a hand-me-down drill press, so I'll make do with what I have, but at this point it literally is what it is, so yeah. Of course you have to be pragmatic, because why wouldn't you? Okay. There. That's out of the way. Next, I'll do the grinder, because that'll be much easier. It's a, whoa, there we are, simple square plate. So it's literally just a matter of laying it down. I could potentially just bolt this directly to the bench, but the top of this bench is not as strong as I would be for that, so make sure that doesn't interfere. Reach back there, that's not going to work. Okay, I'm gonna have to take those out after all. Ouch. Managed to stab myself in my cut. Wonderful. Okay. And unfortunately, I've just discovered that the block is not in fact square on the front, but that actually doesn't matter for what I'm doing here. So, oh, I need to put my bolt lines in. Let's get you lined back up. That should be right around there. And of course, I can't get that in there. Screw. Small screw. Ultimately, if this will reach the bottom, it won't. Not quite. Interesting. That should fit in there. And just mark the position of the other one. Right there. Now if I can lift this up with a bit of smoothness, I should be able to leave that screw behind. There we are. Okay. My measurements on this one are going to be 14 centimeters. Away spider. By 16. 14 by 16. So that's one piece, 2 by 8 at 20, 24 wide. I'm using the same measurement I used for this one. Because I want them to be modular, so 24 centimeters wide, 36 centimeters long by spider by 36 centimeters long. Okay, so that's two pieces I need. One is 2 by 10, the other is, oh, I can't make 2 by 8, 24 by 36. Okay, I'll go 24 by 24 then. I think I may have to change my plan for, I do see chat rolling. I will get to you guys in just a second. But I may have to change my plan for my modular system. And rough center of the bolt is 11 millimeters. And, ouch. 7 centimeters. Okay. I've been going, pretty close to 2 hours now. I'm going to sit down and have a cigarette and have a chat with you guys. And if there is anyone new in chat, or someone who hasn't spoken up much before, do make yourself known, say hello. I won't judge you for anything other than weird furry fetishes. Callum. Sander I have to do next. I think I need to pull this grinder apart. I haven't used it other than to turn it on to check that it worked. But I may need to pull some pieces off of it to make sure that it actually functions properly and is properly assembled for safety concerns. So that actually probably belongs there. Well, that's interesting. I have some ability to change the angle at which the plate sits, which is good, but not great. That's in very tight. Okay. Okay, that turns freely. Good. And that is a 6-inch bench grinder, which, for the record, I can put a 6-inch cutting disc on and use to do wood shaping and things of that nature. Okay, that got to go back in the drawer or cupboard. Is there a secondary bolt over there? Oh, right there. Okay. So on the sander, there are actually 2 bolt spaces. There's one, oh, hang on. There's one right here. You can see there. And there's actually one. Let me take this piece off. And there's actually one just around this corner as well. There we are. And pull that up nice and straight. Okay. That one actually should have kept my ruler out for. But essentially all I'm doing is just tracing the edges, getting the basic shape on each corner, and then marking more or less where the bolt hole needs to go. Oops. Oh, look at that. That's one way to put a fast point on it, but it's also actually kind of useless. So it was far too high a grit for that. So we'll just, oh dear gods, of course I broke the friggin' lead off. There we are. And over here, for this is one of the few things I really wish I did actually have a carpenter's pencil for. And I can just drop the pencil right in there and wiggle it around a little bit to make my marks. That should be acceptable. Yes, okay. So now this thing can get moved back out of the way. And I can go to work measuring. So here's the bolt here for this one. Roughly there. And there's the bolt roughly there for that one. Let me just measure those real fast. That is roughly 13 millimeters by come on, you. 0. Call it 71 millimeters. Okay, the length of the entire side is going to be roughly 147 millimeters, and that's going to be far bigger than I need it, so just measure the distance here. More or less 18 millimeters, and that should be about 18 again. Yes, and 15, oops, millimeters again. I have the length of the sides, or the length, and because of that, I don't absolutely need the width. For the sake of quick demonstration, I can do that. Oops. Where did you fall? I knew I should have made better hooks for that. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so much for that plan. And the rough length is going to be 2:15 1/4 inches. So I will have plenty of material to get those 3 stands done. Once those are done, I have to do the planer stand, which is in that green box, pretty much right here on my foot. And as I did make a promise a few minutes ago, excuse me, I do need to, in fact, sit down and have a cigarette and have a chat with you guys before I call it a night. And I apologize for the fart. But it's a perfectly natural bodily function, and I don't apologize that much. I don't care if I'm gross. Life is gross. You will find that as you get older. Life is pretty fucking nasty. Okay. Bring that down here. Come to pop. There we are. And sitting in front of the tool wall, just where I want to be. Now, let's see what we got going on here in chat. I really thought I had the timestamps on. Oh, there they are. Okay. 8:06. What time is it now? It is 9:49. Okay. Did some parody songs. Okay, I'm way back now. Nice chop. Kizza has left. Big spoonful of gravy. Spiders eat mosquitoes. There we are. Let's see. Medger is in. Hi, Medger. Medger says, spiders eat mosquitoes. Repent. I will not. I have absolutely no problem whatsoever with spiders, up to and including the point at which they interfere with my work. Or up to the point that they interfere. If they're such smart creatures, such wonderful creatures, they should have the good sense to stay the fuck out of my way. Like leftists. And then they're white scumbags. But that's me. Let's see. Major says he's gone to grab another beer. Major says, nice improvisation. Bleach is in. What are these arcane frog units being used? I understand the disapproval of the frog unit. However, the use of the frog unit is... well, it's useful. It has its utility. Medger says he detects disapproval. I can't imagine how. Let's see. Not as nasty as kombucha brewed with body yeast by hippies. And Medger says, dude, stop. LOL. Yeah, that's true. But, and hello, Bleach, in case I forgot to say hello, which I think I did. Anyway, before I get too far into my smoke, I'll run through my shilling spiel one more time. Subscribestar, PayPal, link doesn't work, use the email address. Email address is ArdentPardy@gmail.com, which is also available for you to submit topics, stories you want me to look at, clips you think should be nominated for Clip of the Week, pictures of the week, memes of the week. If you have someone you'd like to nominate as the hashtag Good Man of the Week, you can send it there as well. What else are we looking at? PayPal. Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Sudden lightning strike in here. PayPal. Done. If you're in Canada and you would like to send me money, you can do so through an Interact direct transfer to my email address. It is connected to my bank account. I have Subscribestar, which I have a merch shop. Oh, it was my head. Wow, I really ought to start. Oh dear God, I'm gonna have to start putting a filter on my camera. Just a piece of tape or something over that little lens. Something with a bit of smoke to it or something. But this is the joy of using an actual tablet camera. Let me see. Merch shop. If you want to subscribe to me on Rumble, you can do that, I believe, as low as $5 a month. That will also get you into the tier set for the Subscribestar tiers. Though it will be a separate category. Polish that dome, no apologies. Actually, I've got a pretty good tan going on. I think part of the reason it's so shiny tonight is because... Oh, that was fun for the shoulders. Okay, Mr. Spider, what are you? You're not a spider. Oh, you are a spider. Go. The reason I'm so shiny tonight, I think, is because I actually got a sunburn, and it kind of stretched the skin out, dried it a little bit, and kind of shined it up real good. That should be peeling sometime the next day or two, hopefully. But yeah, this is, in fact, a tan, surprisingly. Better, well done. Only Ardents with hot chroma key action. The merch shop is there. I keep forgetting to put the new designs up. I need to make a note of that for myself. There we are. I have to also check out Gab Pay later when I get a chance, because someone had mentioned it earlier today, and I don't know if that's the someone who is here now or not. And I do apologize, because I'm sure you guys have been filtering in and out, waiting for me to actually speak to the camera, but it is what it is. Let me see. Right. One of the few pieces of technology I really love is the fact that this phone comes with a stylus. And t-shirt designs. And those will be in the Redbubble shop as well once they're done. Let me see if I have a memo widget here that will actually help me see what I'm doing. Quick memo. Excuse me. It is getting close to my bedtime as well, so. Oh God, that's terrible. Okay, that widget has to go. So you removed, and I'll add a new widget real fast here. Widget, doop, doop. That one. No, that's not the one I wanted. Cancel. Okay, widget. The 3x2 widget is at least somewhat smaller, and will eat up less of my main screen. Okay, there we go. So that'll be on my front page when I open my phone. Okay, so that's all good. So now I have a new notepad method. Let's see. As you can see, there's some paint coming off of this cabinet. There's also paint flaking off of that spot on that cabinet. So those cabinets are probably going to get stripped down. At the very least, I'll strip the doors and do something new there. I may do something funky, I'll total blackout. Uh, but when I do it, it'll probably just look abstract and slightly nasty. Not unlike Hunter Biden's art. Let's see. I think I've got all the shilling covered. If you guys have any questions for me, you've got about 3¼ minutes to get them in. When I eventually have wood products for sale, those will be posted. Newfoundland flags for doors. That's a thought. I could do some of the different flags that have been used in the province or in the country of Newfoundland over the years. What I may do is a Newfoundland flag. Oh, speaking of which, I have a new Newfoundland flag in my studio. It's significantly smaller than the provincial flag. It's the Republican flag, which is now sitting alongside the Texas flag, which dwarfs it because everything is bigger in Texas. But as I've said before, those flags, that studio is currently temporary until I get moved into Stormy's, and then things will change. Split the red ensign on one cabinet, split Newfoundland flag on the other. The red ensign is extremely difficult to draw, and I am not a great. I may try that. I may not. So, no promises. Although I suppose I could cut the pieces for the Newfoundland flag out of Meranti board, paint them, and just mount them to the door. And then spray paint a black background, or a white background for that matter. I don't know yet, but we'll see how that works out anyway. So yeah, as I was saying, when I eventually have... Just a thought, fill your boots. Thanks, Mitcher. But when I eventually have woodworking projects to sell, they will be posted to my Getter, my Twitter. Well, not my Twitter, Tucker Fwitt's Twitter, of course. Good friend, Tucker Fwitt. Yeah, they'll be posted to Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, potentially Facebook, though I'm having some issues with my Facebook account. Big surprise. I guess Zuckerberg doesn't forget. ISPs. And of course, I will put community posts up about them as well. Let's see, what else do I need to figure out here? Think I'm running down pretty good for the night here now. Coming up on the last 10 seconds. I'll check chat before I go. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else that I may have missed. Obviously, Sultans in the morning. About 12 hours from now, 12.5 hours from now. 12.5. Let's see, what else do we have? I won't be doing my Sunday stream this week because I have a family obligation I have to take care of, and that's going to take most of Sunday probably. Monday, I plan to be back in the shop, here in the shed, and the plan right now is to build those stands. Other than that, I don't think I have a lot going on. If the weather is good, you will get to see me outdoors using my table saw. If the weather is not good, then I will make alternate arrangements and do something else. Hopefully, you guys will get to see me unbox and set up my planer and my bandsaw this week, and get started on the final work for the chair that I'm restoring for my mother. other than that, I don't think there's a hell of a lot else I have going on. I am in the process of working on a script talking about my philosophy about the aspects of manhood. Uh, Tentatively, I've got it titled Ardent's Archetypes. I do rely significantly on Jung and draw from my experiences as a pagan to kind of build these archetypes of the roles of man through his aging process. But anyone who watches any of my videos, Bezic not least, of course, understands that not only do I not edit, I generally don't do well scripting. And surprisingly enough, for someone who can write fiction, I don't really do real well with scripts. And yeah, anyway. Let's see what Chad has to say. Medger says he's running down pretty well himself. Nice to watch a shed stream on the way out the door. Awesome. In any case, guys, I am done. I hope you're all having a good evening, good day, good morning, potentially, some of you. And I hope you continue to have those good days, good mornings, good evenings, good afternoons, good nights, and all that other good stuff. In any case, as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye.